You don't need to spend a boatload of money to build a strong gaming PC. Although these new and fancy parts are enticing, this entire computer is cheaper than an RTX 4070. To start us off, we have the i3-2100F. Wait, before you click off this video, hear us out. This CPU competes with the $135 i5-11400F, and even has a stronger single-core performance. Along with its extremely low price point, it makes a great choice for a budget computer. But if 4 cores isn't enough, you could always upgrade to the i5. To cool this modest CPU, we have the stock cooler. Yeah, it might not look all that great, but it will get the job done and save you some money. Our motherboard of choice is the Gigabyte B660M DS3H. Although it's missing half an egg, it has some great features. It has PCIe Gen 4 lanes, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. It would be nice if it had an extra USB port or two, but it's still an extremely solid board. Oh, and it has an RGB header. DDR4 has gotten so much cheaper since the release of DDR5, and this T-Force Vulcan Z is no exception. Honestly, there isn't much to say about this RAM, besides it's good enough. Next, we need storage, and there's plenty of cheap options. Just look for a Gen 3 or Gen 4 NVMe M.2 or 2.5-inch SSD with respectable speeds, and you're good to go. However, we do have some options in the description below, along with links to every single part of this computer. To make sure this computer can actually turn on, we have the Thermaltake Smart Series 500-watt power supply. But for this type of system, any 500 to 600-watt power supply will be fine. Just make sure it's a company that you've at least heard of before. This DeepCool case we chose is okay, but honestly, any case under $60 with decent airflow should be fine. Just make sure it's not too small. Now, for the most controversial part of this entire build, but we do have a few options. The best choice is technically a used GTX 1080 Ti from over 6 years ago. Price to performance, it's the best in its class, but it's obviously used and you'll miss out on some features like DLSS and newer display outputs. Which is why we have both of these new options, but they cost more money. The RX 6600 is technically the better purchase, but if you're Team NVIDIA and want to spend $100 more to get only a 6% performance increase and DLSS, be my guest. Oh yeah, benchmarks. All of these 1080p benchmarks are extremely impressive, and with all these systems ranging from $550 to $650, it may just be your console killer.